Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toast Time. This week, I am making Chilean Marraquetas, and it's kind of a lip-shaped bread that is already put into quadrants. So you have 4 pieces in one roll. A lot of times it's used for the whole day. You'll have some with breakfast. You can make sandwiches with lunch. Traditional is to do an avocado on it, so kind of the original avocado toast. And then you can dip it in sauces and things for dinner. You can also have it with tea. It has a wide variety of uses. I have bread flour in here and all-purpose flour. This is a 50-50, so I'm going to put this in here. And then I have salt. Sugar I'm going to put into the water with the yeast. This way it can kind of start foaming up just a little bit. And then I'll talk about the other things I have out. There's oil. We're going to be oiling the rolls twice, once during the proving process and then right before we put them in the oven. I have a pizza stone in the oven, and I'm going to be able to just put the parchment paper right on there. And I have a flat baking tray. There you go. And I can slide the parchment paper right onto the stone. If you don't have that, that's fine. Just use a different baking tray. This is going to be for my steam bath. And you preheat this with the oven. And then you have boiling water that you put into it. And creates a nice steam, which gives you the crispy exterior and a really nice soft interior. All right, this is warm water, not hot, because I have the yeast in it. And it's already, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's already kind of starting to do its dissolving. And that's all I need. Just need to make sure that it's active and living. And I'm going to pour it in. Another little swirl, make sure I get all of that out. The last thing I have is this. This is actually for sharpening knives, but I heard that this is one of the best tools for creating the shapes of the rolls. I'm gonna give it a try. You can use a wooden dowel. You can probably use most things. You could even try it with your hands, but this is what I heard works really well, so I'm gonna give it a go. This is going to go under the mixer for probably about 10 minutes. You really want this to create good gluten so that you have the rise that you need, but you still have that soft interior. So it's going to be a balance. And then I'll put this into a glass bowl, let it do its rise, and then we'll go into the shaping process after that. Now is the time to portion this out. I'm going to take it, put it on just a little bit of an floured surface here. All right. See, it rose a lot. There's a lot of air bubbles down here. But we're going to be taking and pressing all of those out. It's all right that it's getting a little bit stuck. We want to portion this into 10 pieces that are equal. And it says it's about 100 grams each. I'll go with that. Have my scale and a piece of wax paper on top. Let's see. Roughly figure it out. Do that. Half. Two, three, that's way too big. Five, let's try that. The flour in my hands. And let's see how we did. 112. All right. 102, 102, yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep that one. This one. 96, 101, 100, 102. Call that a success. Now I'm going to put these into tight balls. I'm going to take it around the sides like this and kind of pinch it into a teardrop, put it on the counter where it's not floured or oiled or anything, and go around in a circle. So what I'm basically doing is pulling it tightly. You can see the surface tension being created, and you're going in a circle so that you create a tight ball. And then the bottom will end up looking something like that, and the top has nice surface tension. All right, there's one. You do that with all of these. Turn off the scale. Instead of doing the circle right away, I'm putting it down using the counter so it sticks to the counter a little bit, and just kind of undercutting it here and pulling, and then turning it and pulling it because it got long that way. And that helps tighten it up without doing too much movement until you get that tight ball. Now that they're all shaped, the next step is to pair them off. I have two here, and the bottoms are still a little bit sticky. They have been resting so the gluten can rest a bit. And the bottoms are still kind of sticky, you can see. I'm going to put those sides together, kind of. And you're going to put them side by side, and then kind of roll them together, tapering the edges. You want them to stick together in the middle, but still have a really good definition in the middle here. All right, rolling it out. I'm going to take that and put it on the tray. I do want it to roll a bit. There we go. And you're tapering the ends by kind of pressing down more with the outside of your hand. And it does that. And this is where it kind of looks like lips without the middle section, but that will come later. Sticking a little bit there. It's got a little bit extra flour on it. And there's that. This one looks a little bit more like a mustache. That's all right. They're going to rise again, and that will also change their shape a bit. And I'm going to brush these with oil. And then they're going to sit for about 10 minutes or so. And that's going to allow them to relax yet again. And then we'll make them into the final shape. One of the stories of the creation of these rolls is that it was a mistake. And when they had them in the oven, two of them were side by side, and when they were rising in the oven, they touched, which basically is what we call a pull-apart roll these days. And it's really sought after because you have the nice tender sides of it. But this apparently was an accident. All right, I'm on to the next step now. I'm going to brush some oil on here. And we're going to create the lip look and those 4 segments. Right now we have 2 segments. All right. I'm going to take it and put it the long way and then press down. We're going to do this one more time because they're going to rise for 30 minutes. Then we're going to brush oil on them again and make sure that this differentiation didn't get lost. But there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is considered one roll. This is one Marraqueta. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna cover this again, let it rest for 30 minutes. These will rise. Then we double check the segments and then they'll go in. The oven is preheated to 450 and these are ready to go. Going to do one more check. I re-oiled them and I'm going to pull the parchment off of the baking tray and put this directly on the baking stone I have in the oven. And then this was just boiling and it's gonna put about a cup of the water into that tray I put at the bottom of the oven while it was preheating. That's gonna create the steam and give it that really nice crispy outside. Okay, let's do it. Right. Cool. All right, that's done. And you'll hear a sizzle. There are a few ways you can do the steam bath. This is my preferred way. And get it closed up really quickly so that steam stays. And we'll let these bake. These just came out of the oven and they are nice golden brown. Show you here. I lost the definition that I was looking for here for the lips. So it's not quite quarters anymore, but still gonna taste it and see how it came out. See the nice. They're still very, very hot. I'm sure you can see the steam. But the inside is really fluffy. Hot. All right, let's give it a try. Trying not to crush the crumb of it inside. Kind of looks like a typical loaf of bread. It's not as fluffy as I had expected it to be. Let's see. It's a really good dinner roll, though. Has good saltiness to it. Outside is crispy. The inside is not dense. It's fine for a dinner roll, but it wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know if I'll be making them again, but this was fun to do. And I might try it one more time just to see if I can get it to keep that quartered, because this here is actually supposed to break apart again. And it is, technically, it's staying along that line, but it's not quite the 4 individual kind of rolls with the lip shape. All right, that was a fun one. It was good to try. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next toast time.